Wake up, America, because the ladies are back live on The View with a lot of hot topics to catch up on. American women. The U.S. women's soccer team is bringing home the World Cup and kickstarting the conversation about the pay gap between men and women. Then, Andrew Yang is the latest presidential candidate making a campaign stop live on The View. The co-hosts have your summer reading list when Whoopi kicks off The Ladies Get Lit. And a brand new View Your Deal. The House of Hot Topics is back in session with Whoopi, Abby Huntsman, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
We are back and we are live, and we want to begin by congratulating the U.S. women's soccer team for bringing home the World Cup for the 4th time. And of course, the crowd went wild and made it loud and clear this team deserves more than just a trophy. Take a look. Equal pay, equal pay, equal pay, equal pay. The U.S. women's team brings in more revenue than the men's. More people watch them. So the question is, why are they still only getting 18 cents on the dollar?
Wow. We were just speaking about that backstage because apparently, I mean, it's not a little bit of money, but they get $250,000 for their win. A man would have gotten $1.1 million for the win.
Quite a difference.
That's really significant.
But what is the purpose? I mean, because soccer players are soccer players.
Yeah.
So why is there such a disparity? I mean, it's not like women can't play this game. I don't understand.
It also should be the ticket sales, the supply and demand. That you want to go, the ticket sales determine the amount of money you should be paid. So it's obviously sexism. What else could you say?
Well, and if you go by capitalism, I can't name one male player, and I think we can all name several female players at this point because they've all become stars. So I think it's just straight sexism.
Yeah.
And it's that simple.
Yeah.
Well, get it together, y'all, because this is, you know, when the world is saying equal pay and they know that our business is crooked and nasty like this, and you know, it is nasty. I'm sorry. If you're taking all that money in and you're only giving them, what did I say, 18 cents on the dollar?
Yeah.
Something's broke. Something's wrong.
Well,
something's
something will
crooked.
change now,
I think it's going to change because apparently the U.S. women's national team has sued. They have sued a gender discrimination lawsuit.
Why do they have to?
They shouldn't have to.
They shouldn't have to
They got to do something at this point because people aren't just going to give them the money because we're saying pay them.
Well, it might work if people say, you know what, we're not gonna watch this anymore until you raise up how people are dealt
protest.
With. Yes, you know, protesting works well in a lot of times.
The men's team didn't even qualify. Again, like they didn't even qualify for the World Cup because that's how much they suck. So it's worth noting. Sorry, I mean I don't follow soccer. I started following this because obviously America was doing so well, but you know, they're not even a blip, the men's team.
It's kind of nasty and ugly and really starting to piss a lot of people off. Yeah. Just saying. So also something that pissed folks off. Democratic frontrunner Joe Biden is responding to the backlash over his comments about having to work with segregationists to get things done back in the day. Take a look.
Now, was I wrong a few weeks ago to somehow give the impression to people that I was praising those men who I successfully opposed time and again? Well, yes, I was. I regret it. And I'm sorry for any of the pain or misconception they may have caused anybody. It was the honor of my lifetime to serve with a man who I believe is a great president and historic figure. I was vetted by he and 10 serious lawyers he appointed. I'll take his judgment about my record, my character, my ability to handle a job over anyone else's.
So if the first black president gives you the okay to serve as his VP, shouldn't that matter?
To the black community, you mean?
No, shouldn't it matter to anybody?
Yeah, it should, but people want to hear from him. They're not just going to let him say whatever he wants and be whoever he wants without speaking his policies, etc. But I think he should do is start talking specifically about Obama. The fact that all of Obama's policies are being overturned by Trump. That's an important
But that's
thing.
not the issue here. The issue here is he said, listen, I had to work with people I opposed. I got into this to oppose what they were doing.
Yes.
To me, and then working with Obama, to me, that says, okay, you get it. You're not perfect, but you get it. And this idea that now we've taken up this kind of thing of picking at something you think is going to be meaningful really irritated me. I didn't understand, because there are a lot of things you could be mad at him about if you want to be mad at him, but sort of alluding to him having to work with racists. Do you know how many people are still sitting in both houses that were there when a lot of these people were running? Do you know we have to be pissed at everybody all the time?
Well, you know, I think we all know Joe Biden, and we've all said no one is calling him a racist. I don't think Kamala during the debate called him a racist. In fact, she prefaced her remarks by saying, I don't think you're a racist.
Right.
But I've said on this show, I've said on this show, he has certain racial blind spots that he has to address. He did have to address his working with segregation. And
why?
Well, because it's part of his history. In fact, he also gave the funeral speech, the eulogy for a noted racist. He did come down with that decision in terms of busing. He also had the problem with the crime bill. I mean, he does have a history, while working with others, being very supportive of certain issues that have been reductive to the African-American community, and he has to address that. He has to address it, and he's finally addressing it. He's apologized.
Can I say something?
He learned how to do that.
But you're talking about Senator Robert Byrd, who was a Democratic senator who used to be a Kleagle in the Klan, which, by the way, Obama also spoke and eulogized him. Obama called him, quote, a true champion. Biden said he was one of his mentors. Both of these men eulogized him at his memorial service. So my problem with this is hold President Obama to the same standard that you're holding Vice President Biden to. You have to work with people in the Senate when you have a history that you disagree with. And does anyone in here think it's okay that Robert Byrd was a Klan member? Of course not. But what I don't like is the dog whistle that somehow Joe Biden is a racist. And I'm sorry, but if you preface something with, I don't think you're a racist, but it automatically puts someone on the defense that, well, maybe you probably do. And again, if we're talking about Robert Byrd's eulogy, President Obama called him a true champion and eulogized him at his memorial.
And again, there are other blind spots. We're not only talking about the eulogy, we're talking about the busing decision. We're talking about his crime bill.
Most people were against busing in those days. You have to know that.
And you have
including the African-American community.
Yes, and you have to do the homework.
Not all of them.
No, but it was you. But you have to. Listen. I know everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to get that guy out of the White House. I get that. I get that. I understand that. But you cannot cannibalize each other to do it. You cannot. I'm sorry, you can't do it. And yeah, there are a lot of blind spots. Everybody's got blind spots. Obama, we called him the deporter-in-chief. We called, you know, if we start looking and saying, this is bad, nobody's going to be able to run.
But don't you want to know all of those blind spots when it comes to these primaries? I mean, I think Kamala is going to get the criticism that she was a prosecutor. That she did put black men in jail.
Flipped on That's one of the topics. She flipped on both things this week anyway. But what I was going to say is I think that in the primaries, this is de rigueur. This happens. Even in the Republican primary, they were calling each other names, especially Trump.
But then we can't bitch about it because we said that we're the better party and we shouldn't be doing that.
But we're not calling each other names. Nobody's calling anybody a name, and everybody feels that the policies are basically similar in the Democratic Party. And I think that this will all iron itself out when they decide on who the nominee is.
If you're gonna hit Biden for eulogizing Robert Byrd, you gotta hit Obama.
You gotta hit a lot of people. You gotta hit a lot of people. It's not just one or the other, but it doesn't.
He wasn't. He was in the Senate when he did it.
You're missing the point.
2001.
The idea that you've been on people. The point that I'm making is that if you start to cannibalize because you want to win, we're going to end up losing. So everybody needs to get themselves in order. This is just my opinion. You know, again, I could be very angry, you know, with Joe because he didn't take care of...
Sounds like stuff I've been saying.
Actually, it doesn't, but I understand the joke.
But,
what I'm trying to say...
between Democrats and cannibals is that cannibals don't eat their family. I said that on the show a few weeks ago.
Yes, but you missed the point, too.
Okay.
And we'll ask Kamala Harris when she gets here on Friday. We'll be back.
Later, too big to jail? Did Jeffrey Epstein's multi-billion-dollar fortune and powerful friends keep him safe from facing justice on sex trafficking charges for decades? This week, our political view is bringing the heat because 2 presidential candidates are coming to voice their view. And watch out, because after facing off with Joe Biden at the debates, Senator Kamala Harris now hits The View, and no questions off limits.
This is what this show does.
And that's why The View is the most important political TV show in America.
We all love America on the show.
Plus, the ladies are getting lit.
I cannot wait.
Because we're giving you the inside scoop on their favorite summer books.
That is must-see TV.
It's all this week on The View. Still ahead, presidential candidate Andrew Yang is live at the Hot Topics table. Whoopi's hot summer book picks on The Ladies Get Lit, and a brand new View Your Deal.
So, after decades of accusations, billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein was arrested on multiple child sex trafficking charges. He avoided life in prison on sex trafficking charges back in 2008 when top Miami prosecutor Alexander Acosta, who is now labor secretary under you-know-who, helped craft a sweetheart deal that let Epstein avoid federal charges and serve only a 13-month sentence with a 12-hour work release. How was he able to avoid justice for so long? Well,
they knew somebody.
They knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. And so on that note, we're going to let that go because we can't really talk about this the way that I think we would normally. And so until we have that ability to actually do that and talk about some of the things that we have read or thought or connections, we're going to move on to something a little bit different. The Little Mermaid backlash. I know this is shocking, but apparently people don't realize that The Little Mermaid is a fairy tale. And so they're upset because The Little Mermaid is going to be voiced by a young black woman. Now, people are saying that it should be sung by a white lady because I think they forgot it's a cartoon. And that since mermaids often don't come to the surface, we don't really know.
What color are mermaids anyway?
What color they are?
We don't. And I mean, and this young actress, Halle Bailey, is incredible and amazing.
Her voice is extraordinary. She's great.
She sounds like a mermaid, but you know, in The Little Mermaid, wasn't Sebastian Jamaican? Right? Under the sea, right? So I thought it was like international waters. So why couldn't she be black? Right?
Funny.
I understand it.
Well, can I say something? So when I was younger, I remember Cinderella being Brandy and Whitney Houston, and I believe you were in that movie as well.
I was.
So fairy tales are fairy tales, and we can choose whatever actors we want that we think are the best. And now when I think of Cinderella, that's the movie I think of. And if I had kids, that's probably this video I would show them, because I think it's a lot less weird than the Disney animated one. And I didn't understand this controversy because at a time when we're supposed to be celebrating so much diversity in so many different ways, it seemed so nasty and so negative and so mean to this girl's break.
Well, she is
right now because she's about to become a household name.
And also, I mean, should people be upset that Ursula is, who is purple, by the way?
Yes, that's right.
Purple.
Okay. Is being played
and an octopus.
Yes. Being played by Melissa McCarthy. I don't think that's a terrible bad thing. I mean,
She'd be a good Ursula.
she'll be wonderful as Ursula. So everybody, calm down. Just calm down.
I was hoping more for a drag queen as Ursula, honestly.
Well, you know what? That could anything could happen.
Right?
But you know what? Speaking of Disney, we just lost a really wonderful little actor. We want to send our prayers to the family of Disney actor Cameron Boyce, who passed away suddenly at the age of 20. He was a great kid. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Why does Democratic candidate Andrew Yang say he'll give every adult American citizen $12,000 a year as president? And why didn't he wear a tie to the Demnags?
Entrepreneur Andrew Yang is trying to distinguish himself from the pack of Democrats candidates because he has some different kinds of ideas and policies that have gained him a kind of a cult following. He's here to tell us what he's going to do for you. Please welcome Andrew Yang. Hey.
Well, Mr. Yang, I was telling you I have a dear friend who's part of the Yang Gang and is riding very hard for you. So he's very excited you're on today. So I was first really introduced to you in the last debate, but there's a controversy going on right now because you accused NBC of cutting your mic off at times when you wanted to interject. NBC has denied that's happened, but it's a big conspiracy all over the internet. Can you clarify what happened?
Well, I was only asked 2 questions over 2 hours, and that's, you know, like, there for everyone to see. And so I just shared my experience with some supporters after the fact. But we're just thrilled that I have another debate in July and then also in September and October to keep getting our ideas out to the American people.
But how do you make it so you speak more than 3 minutes?
Well, we were joking that maybe I'd have like a sign or something, like hold it up. But we're very confident that that we'll get more opportunities in the.
Were you the only one that happened to, or did somebody else also get screwed out?
I think one of the other candidates said that her mic was also cut at various times.
Marianne Williamson?
Yeah, I think that's right. I haven't talked to Marianne about it, though.
Yeah, because he spoke less than 3 minutes, or about 3 minutes. But you have some very dedicated followers. They call themselves the Yang Gang. Supporters wear hats that have math written across the top, make America think harder. Crowds chant PowerPoint at your rallies. And there's a YouTube channel dedicated to getting you elected called Nerds for Andrew Yang 2020. So, and I love that, actually, because I do think that, you know, I give a lot of credit to the American people. I think we're smarter than people are giving us credit for. And that's what I think you're trying to tap into. So tell us about that.
Well, my campaign's dedicated to trying to solve the problems that got Donald Trump elected. We're in the midst of the greatest economic transformation in the history of our country, what experts are calling the 4th Industrial Revolution. And so Make America Think Harder is trying to get America focused on the fact that it's certainly not immigrants that are causing these problems. It's the fact that technology is pushing our economy to a point where more and more Americans are having a harder time finding paths forward. Amazon's closing 30% of our malls and stores in the next 4 years, and being a retail worker is still the most common job in this country. The average retail worker is a 39-year-old woman making between $9 and $10 an hour. We know she doesn't have much in the way of savings. So as her stores close, the opportunities disappear. We have to start focusing on solving those problems, and that's what Make America Think Harder. It's the opposite of this call to yesteryear. We need to start solving the problems of today.
Is anybody in the Republican Party giving any thought to that, what you just said?
Well, when you talk to politicians about this economic transformation we're in the midst of, unfortunately, a lot of the solutions revolve around education and retraining. But I looked into the studies around retraining manufacturing workers in the Midwest, and the results were very, very bad, 0 to 15% success rates. So if you're a politician and you say, hey, we're going to educate Americans for the jobs of the future, then everyone's like, okay, that sounds great. But then when you dig into the reality, unfortunately, that's not the way it works out.
Well, it didn't work, right? Because we tried to do that when we moved mining.
Yeah,
we said we were going to retrain people, and it didn't work, as we heard from various people saying, well, there's nothing out there for me.
Well, when they're climate deniers also, they don't even look at the possibility of having green jobs, which a lot of people could go into that. But anyway, you are also proposing something of a basic universal income, a freedom dividend,
that's right,
you call it. What does that mean exactly?
So this is an idea that's been with America since our founding. Thomas Paine was for it. Martin Luther King championed it in 1967. It's a dividend for every American as a right of citizenship. So under my plan, every American adult would receive $1,000 a month, starting at age 18 every month until you expire.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
That will cost $3 trillion. Where's this money coming from? And what is the point of it, really? They say if you give a man a fish, if you give a man a fishing line, he can fish. If you give him one fish, he'll just eat that fish, something like that.
I think I know the saying you're talking about.
How does it go? You know that one? So you hand somebody $1,000. That what good is that? They spend $1,000, big deal.
Though, for people that are struggling.
I know it's a bit of a game changer, but it's not a long-term solution. Come on.
It actually would help build a more human-centered economy, what I call the trickle-up economy, because it would allow more people to do the kind of work that they want to do, including people like my wife, who's at home with our 2 young boys, one of whom is autistic. And right now, the market values her work at 0. GDP values her work at 0. If you start putting resources into our hands, it actually expands what we think of as work.
Well, now you're talking about paying women for doing housework and doing work at home, being mothers. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Oh, good.
That's different.
That's different. Well, I mean, again, and this is a game changer for the waitress at the diner who's getting harassed by her boss. It's a game changer for the single mom who's stuck in an abusive relationship. Like, we need to put the economic resources into people's hands to be able to improve their situation.
But still, how are you going to pay for this exactly? Well, you know, listen to Elizabeth Warren. She's got a plan. She's charging 2% over certain millions and millions and millions. What are you going to do?
So my plan is to get the resources from the big winners of the 21st century economy. So the big winners are who? Amazon. trillion-dollar company, paid 0 in taxes, less than everyone in this room. Apple, Netflix, Google. These companies are great at just not paying a whole lot of taxes.
Right.
And so what you do is you have to look around the world and see that other countries have put a mechanism in place so the American people get a tiny slice of every Amazon sale, every Google search, every Facebook ad, every Uber mile, and that's enough to pay for a dividend of $1,000 a month, particularly because this money just comes back to us over and over again.
Yeah, but you're assuming that those companies are just going to go on ad infinitum, making millions and millions.
Amazon seems to be doing that.
With all due respect, as the millennial at the table, I would love
what about me? I'm a millennial.
But my generation... Okay, excuse me, it's Joy and I as the millennials at the table. But every Democrat that comes on, the answer is write a check. And the problem is the deficit is going to my generation, and that's already the problem right now. So is there any answer
Who created
to anything?
that deficit?
I'm asking the presidential candidate this question, if you don't mind.
I don't mind, but I want to answer it
Do you have an answer that is... Okay.
Go ahead.
Sir, you can answer over you.
No, please. I understand the question. And so I've run companies, and you have a revenue problem in this country, and you have an expense problem in this country. And you have to go after both of them. But the big winners, so if you have artificial intelligence that Amazon's investing billions of dollars in, could displace 3.5 million truck drivers. Right now, it's the most common job in 29 states. The amount of value that gets generated from that, immense, almost unbelievable. And right now, the American people will get 0 of that value. So if you put a mechanism in place, you can actually generate hundreds of billions of dollars.
How is Amazon?
Wait, hold on, because we're going to take a break, but we're coming right back. Stick around. He's going to stick around. You stick around, too.
To get to know more about your policies, let's do a lightning speed round with you.
Sure.
Universal health care, yes or no?
Yes.
Robert Mueller is set to testify July 17th. Should Congress start impeachment hearings?
We'd have to wait until his testimony, but I'm thrilled that he's going to be testifying for Congress.
What would he say that would change your mind to a definite yes?
You know, I'd have to see what the facts were. Also, I've been trying to put it on Congress to make that determination, really, because that's their job.
Okay. Closing the wealth gap, especially when it comes to the African-American community. Reparations a part of that?
Well, Martin Luther King championed a dividend for all Americans. I think that's where we should start, $1,000 a month for every American. And then reparations is a whole separate issue, because the $1,000 dividend doesn't address the historical legacy of slavery.
Why should rich white people get $1,000 a month?
Well, the great thing is that it'll remind them that they're still an American. but in Alaska... But in Alaska, they have a dividend.
No one at this table needs an extra $1,000 a month.
But in Alaska, they have a dividend of $1,000.
Well, I wouldn't feel right. I mean, when there's still veterans on the street and helpless.
Give it away.
But that's what you could use
it away to charity.
That's what he means when he says it reminds you you're an American. It doesn't. It's not just about what you do for yourself. It's what you do for other folks.
And in Alaska, they give the dividend to everyone in Alaska from the petroleum fund, $1,000 to $2,000 a year, and it depoliticizes it. It destigmatizes it. It's just everyone gets it, and so there's no, like, oh, you get it, I don't.
Right.
Immigration.
I'm the son of immigrants myself. I think we need to create a path to citizenship over the long term.
So you also have some unusual and I would say unorthodox stances as well. You came out against circumcision, correct?
Well, you know, I think parents need to educate themselves on what the health information is. You know, my wife and I obviously made a certain determination, but it should be in the hands of the parents.
In the hands of what?
The parents.
Parents just...
Because when you have a male
Literally and
baby, they just
figuratively.
toss it on you.
Well, they tried to.
They try to just toss it.
Yeah, they tried to.
You also believe in free marriage counseling?
Yeah, the data shows that if you grow up in a two-parent household, certain outcomes are more likely. And so from a societal perspective, it makes perfect sense to try and keep couples together if they want to stay together.
So would that just be like a social worker for every couple in America?
Well, it'd be like a marriage counseling, you know, stipend, essentially, where it's like if you decide to seek marriage counseling, then they can just go and get paid by...
My version of marriage counseling is drinking Jack Daniels, shooting some guns, and hanging out. So, like, my version is different than it works. No, just like going to a range. So I'm just saying, like, this universal a peg for every hole is always my problem with the left right now. There is not every American is different. Every American does things in different ways.
Oh, yeah,
so I would say, I don't know. You also believe in staffing a White House psychologist.
Yeah. Now that's an idea.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'm not mad at that one. That's fine.
Oh, good. Well, we need to destigmatize mental health issues in this country generally. And so if we have a psychologist in the White House, I thought it was a good idea before the current administration.
Do you think that he's capable of even doing such a thing?
You know what? It doesn't even matter. Thanks.
We'll have one in my administration.
That's right. Thanks to Andrew Yang. Really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye on you. We'll be right back.
Whoopi's giving you her summer reading list of books she can't put down when we kick off The Ladies Get Lit next.
This is the best time of the year to head outside, kick back, and get lost in a good book. So this week, each of us are given our summer reading list in a series that they call Ladies Get Lit.
She loves it.
Yeah. And today, you're getting my picks. So my first book is called The Guarded Gate by Danielle Orkant. Sounds deep, but it's amazing. The book is about the rise of eugenics in the 1920s, which was the misguided scientific movement to try and improve human population by controlling breeding and, in some cases, ending the bloodlines of those considered racially inferior, like Southerners and Eastern Europeans. Eventually, it led to racist immigration policies here in America. Now, eugenics only lost popularity in our country after it was adopted and manipulated by the Nazis, who used it to justify the Holocaust. Then it didn't sound so good to people. It's an extraordinary book. I can't recommend it highly enough.
We had to fight a war to get rid of it.
Yes, we did. The second book I love is called City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. It's an amazing book, told from the perspective of an older woman named Vivian Morris, looking back on her youth in 1940 when she was kicked out of college at age 19. Sounds like joy. She was sent by her parents to New York City to live with her aunt, the owner of a flamboyant theater full of really interesting characters. All the stuff that's going on today with all the conversations about sexual consent, it's risen up around the Me Too movement. This author doesn't want us to forget that there's also such a thing as female desire. Vivian wants to have sex, and she isn't shy about hunting for it. It also explains that women... Yes, that's you too. It also explains that women are still taught to walk the narrow path to be considered responsible, respectable, and good.
Yeah, right.
My third book is called The Friend by Sigrid Nuis. I love this book. It's about a woman who unexpectedly loses her best friend and mentor to suicide, and she finds herself burdened with the dog he left behind. The dog is going through the same thing, and her battle with grief is intensified because she's left to take care of this dog who's also in grief. They find unexpected solace with each other, and they learn how to deal with the loss through love and friendship. It's one of my favorite books. It just moved me, and I've been around animals that have been in that position where they just can't, they don't want to walk, they don't want to eat, they don't want to do anything because their connection is gone. It's an extraordinary book, and I
won the
really
National
liked
Book
it.
Award.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Book.
And these books you'll also get, I assume. Yes, good. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do, because our audience, you're getting a hard copy and an audio download of all of them. We'll be right back.
You'll be this summer's hottest topic when you view your deal. We partnered with vendors for at least half off this season's must-have fashions. Next.
Today, we're making you the hottest part of the summer because we've partnered with vendors for at least half off sizzling summer fashion. My friend, lifestyle expert Greta Monahan's back to show them off, but it's only while supplies last. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna shop!
I love kicking off summer fashion with you.
Yes.
I'm gonna be so excited to tell you about this Measured and Made. So this is a completely new smart sizing system called FitLogic.
Okay.
They are amazing because not only is it a sizing system that considers your classic size, but also your shape. So curvy, straight, hourglass. You go online, you put a little bit of info in, and when you get your bottoms, they fit you so well. It's incredible. So everything from shorts, capris, jeans, and tailored pants. So your entire wardrobe can fit like your favorite pair. I knew you would love this.
Wow.
Okay, the original retail on this collection is $40 to $80. Not today. The deal is $20 to $40 plus free shipping. And I know you love that. This is very good.
Wow.
Brand new brand to us on the View. Okay. Sterling Forever. This is such a beautiful collection. I don't know if you guys have seen, I know you do this, Sunny, all the little jewelry that you put together. You can like really put small pieces, big pieces, match it up with all the things you already have. What I love about this is it's inspired by runway trends and the celebrity favorites, but everything you see here in gold can come in silver. You just order it online. When you go online, you pick whatever little symbol or style in earrings, bracelets, necklaces, really great gifts too, and you cannot beat the value. I'm about to tell you. Wear it alone or layer in. Original price on these $50 to $114. Today's deal, $16 to $25 for summer.
Crazy.
All on trend.
That's a good one.
Okay. So you know, Sunny, we're running around in the summer. We're running around. A lot of summer travel. I don't know about you guys, but going on planes, doing trips, walking around, tour parks. It puts a lot of stress on the legs. So this is Vim and Vigor. This is compression wear. For those of you guys who wear it and love it, you already know. But I want to tell you, the graduated compression starts from the ankle and actually lightens up as you go up the leg. And so it feels amazing. It's like your legs are getting a hug every step you take. And that increases and improves our circulation. Makes it much healthier to walk around.
So like a foot massage,
exactly.
which I love.
And they have full socks, they have just cuffs, so you can wear a sandal. Really, really healthy and great to get used to. And the colors and patterns make it just look part of our fashion, which I love. Original price on these, $28 to $33. Not today, $12 to $14. And you get all of these new cool colors. I love it. Now, you know we love our shoes. You can't do summer fashion without shoes. This is another brand new brand to this platform. So we're giving them a big welcome because a lot of people have requested this brand from me. So I wanted to bring it to you. Born Shoes. They are all about comfort, and yes, you're right in there. This sole is so cushiony. It's incredible. So again, every time you walk, it takes the stress off your feet. I brought you today, Sunny, wedges, flats,
I like a wedge,
heels, sandals, and I love them because they're easy going. You can do classic, you can do a sporty look, or you can do dress. I happen to love the one you picked up. I wore it this morning because that metallic is super neutral. So the original price on this collection is $85 to $115. Not here, not today. $42.50 to $57.50 for savings of half off for us. All right, you're gonna love this. Exuviance, this is skincare that I just love it. They are the leader in fighting aging. Okay, I'm bringing you 10 options today. I brought you this one because I knew you'd love it, the deep puffing eye stick. I can't live without it.
When I come in the morning.
She wants it too, throw it out there. I love it. Age Reverse Day Repair is another great one. Joy was in my room trying to take it from me, I'm just saying. And
it almost feels cold.
It gives you that nice cooling effect. I love that you did that. And that's it. She wants it. Go give it to her. And Daily Resurfacing Peel. I love. And I want to tell you the detox mud treatment is one that you would love because you know when you want to deal with it. The thing I love about it is it's targeted skincare, you guys. You don't have to pick all of it. Just pick whatever is your skin concern because they've got a solution for instant feeling of results.
Doesn't it feel good? Have you tried it yet?
Just put it right on there. I put it right on top and depuff even throughout the day because when it's hot, you get puffy. Okay, original price on this collection, $49 to $72. Today's deal, $24.50 to $36. Nice. And I love that you can upgrade your whole game with 1 or 2 pieces. You're also going to love this. Sunnies for Sunny.
Yes.
And you are going to hurt. I had to give a finale because she loves sunglasses. So, but this is really cool. I've been stalking these guys on Instagram because they have an amazing feed. But they're called Diff Eyewear. Diff is not only affordable, Sunny, but you'll love it because it's charitable, too. So they give a pair of readers back to everyone in need every time we buy a pair of frames we love.
See,
so
I love,
and I know that's your angle, you love it.
I like that.
And what I love about these two is these are all made with metal frames, scratch-resistant lenses, UV protection, so you're getting everything you need. I got a thumbs up. I really love this brand, and they also make face-flattering designs, which is really great. So the original price on this collection would normally be $50 to $85. Not for us. Today's deal, $25 to $42.50 plus free shipping.
Ticking, people. You have 24 hours to grab any of these exclusive deals at viewyourdeal.com. And members of the audience are going home with gifts from Sterling Forever and Vim and Vigor.